Hey, my name's Conrad McCain. I am 26 years old. My birthday is 8/23/83, and I was just making this little clip to catalog my life like a video journal. And today is my first entry. It's 3/10/2010. Let me start by telling you a little bit about myself. I was born in Torrance Memorial Hospital in LA, and I grew up. Well, my parents moved to. My dad was in the Navy. We moved to Washington until I was 2, and then we came back to. We moved to San Diego when my little brother was born, and then we moved back to LA. So I've been kind of a little bit all over since I was young. It's based in California, and then I moved. My parents divorced when I was 6 years old, and we moved up to Oregon, a little town called Glendale, Oregon. It was this little farm. I don't know how many acres, good sized piece of property that we moved to out in the boonies. Basically, there was only 2,000 people in the whole town, and a lot of cows. Grew up on the farm, cows, and we had chickens, a turkey, um, pigs, goats, everything, everything a farm could have. So what we did was, and we also had it was a ranch. It was the Merino Ranch. My uncle, my two cousins, Allison and Mania, and my aunt and my grandma all moved up there when I was 6 years old to the Merino Ranch. We also had our own orchard, and we grew vegetables. It was perfect. It was a great place to grow up. I lived there for a long time until I was 21, and it was a good childhood. The only bad thing about my childhood was that my mom, she remarried when I was 8 years old. She kind of married an abusive jerk. Not so much physically. Well, he was physically abusive to us, like spanked us and like slapped us in the face for random things. And he was emotionally abusive to my mom. He was very condescending, and he was very controlling and very everything that a bad man he was to her, but she suffered through it. I suffered through it. It was pretty rough till we got older and old enough to, not be beaten anymore. And he says it was his own, like he was abused as a child, like very bad. So he justifies it by saying that, oh, you didn't have it as nearly as rough as I did. But I'm not happy with that. I was pretty rough for that aspect of my childhood. So what I would do is go off into the woods and just go explore and play and go on adventures and just be in my own world, basically, my own fantasy land. And that's what it brings me to what I'm working on currently and creating. Ever since the 8th grade, I've been working on this story. And the story is called Alkaya. It's about a parallel world of our own that I was able to tap into. I could go to this different world, this different dimension called Alkaya, and all my dreams and fantasies would come true. It's like Fantasia. It's like, the next dimension. It's parallel world that exists right by ours, and I'm able to go there whenever I feel like it and escape this reality. And also, I can channel beings from that dimension. They can come through and to me as a character, and I can do voices as speak through them. And this is not a story. This is fiction. This is not fiction. This is non-fiction. This is true. I can tap into it. And Alkaya This is the name of the land that I go to, and it is actually an acronym for All Living Kind. Assemble yourselves altruistically, which basically means everybody is the same, everyone loves each other, everyone is one. We are all one. We love each other. Everyone looks out for each other. So we take care of our own. And that's what Alkaya is all about. It's basically the most wonderful world you have ever lived in. It is the utopia that everyone asks for. It is paradise. It is prana. It is Valhalla. It is heaven for those who believe in heaven. But it is paradise, basically. The earth that we are supposed to live in. That's what it is. That's what Alkaya is. But Alkaya wasn't always that way. It had its same problems that Earth does. It has reptilians that rule, that try to take over our galaxy. It has reptilians that it used to have reptilians that would formed this Illuminati government, this machine that you call this cash machine, this corporatocracy, this evil empire that enslaves all of mankind. It's not good. It's a lot of people are in there right now. I am myself currently free from it, and I use the government to work for my benefit. I don't have to work a real job. I can sit around. I don't sit around, but you know what I mean. I can do whatever I feel like. I can play music, I can draw, I can paint, I can make movies, I can do anything I want to do, and I'm completely free. And the government pays for me to live because of the gifts that I've been given. When I was 16 years old, I had what the doctors called a manic episode, but I know what it really was a Kundalini awakening, and I was energized. My mind was opened to this portal, and I stepped through it. And that's when I really began to go to Alkaya, and I could see the other side, and I knew that life could be better for this world here, because I saw how perfect the world was. I saw the perfect world that Alkaya was, so I knew that Earth could be the same way. And everything was in its right place, everything happened for a reason, and now that I've been in and out of hospitals since I was 16 because of having manic episodes, my first one really opened my eyes to how the world can be and what life is supposed to be like. And you know, when I just had another episode, what happens is I get completely filled with, I have an overabundance of serotonin and dopamine, so I'm extremely happy, and I get, it's like adrenaline rush, like I don't want to sleep, and I don't feel like sleeping. And what I see it as is my character, my person that lives in the next parallel dimension. His name is Jepar Prakati. He takes over during that time. He comes to this world and he inhabits my body, and he takes over, and I just go on autopilot. And that's how it happens. And he doesn't like to sleep. He's a night elf. He doesn't sleep at all. In the next dimension, in Alkaya, there is no the parallel universe, the multiverse. There is no humans. You are what you are in this world. You are personified. So me in that world, I am a night elf mixed with an imperial elf. So I have hollow bones, semi-hollow bones with no wings, and I can fly. But I can't fly. I can jump real high. But I have to wrap this up because it's almost 10 minutes.